Hi, very good evening to all. Uh, I'm Suma Rajesh. It's my pleasure and honor to introduce Dr. Velumani. Dr. Velumani is the creator of Thyrocare Laboratories. He was born in a small village in Coimbatore in 1959. He pursued MSc and PhD from Mumbai University in thyroid biochemistry. After working for 14 years in Bhabha Atomic Research Center, he started his business and brand Thyrocare in 1995. In 2016, Thyrocare was listed on NSE, and in June 2021, he exited the company at a time when the valuation crossed 1 billion USD. A storyteller, a storyteller par excellence on life, career, and business. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. A. Velumani.
Namaskar. Right. So he told you see the same movie again and again because you like it. In 1975, there was a movie called Meccanas Gold. I went to see that movie sixth time because समझा ही नहीं है. So when you don't understand, you see again and again, right? And I am also not, I won't be surprised if you guys come again and again because the content enrichment is so much in this 45 minutes. So much is loaded, you will find it difficult to assimilate. The next one is, you remember a guy who used to come wherever Tendulkar used to play, same guy. Because balla ek hi hai, बॉल भी एक ही है, पिच की लेंथ भी एक ही है, लेकिन हर एक स्क्वायर कट, हर एक बाउंड्री अलग ही होता है. So you can't steal away my punchlines because there are around 1,000 punchlines. And when I get onto stage, I look at the profile of the audience and then pick a few of them. You will enjoy as long as you follow me. And I used to put slides and talk. My daughter told, you are not doing right. They have to see the slide also. They have to hear also. And the more fun is looking at you. They miss that fun. So now we work without slides. So this time without slides. So the journey was, as I was introduced, 59 born, 63 years old. Fortunately born in a village. Fortunately born poor. One day my daughter, and I was yelling at her for certain things, Dad, is it our mistake that we are not born poor? You are rich, and we are born rich. And they feel very sad that they don't have the luxury of poverty. Luxury of poverty. Very, very disturbing for people who have money and bring up their children. And let me start with the first punchline. Life is made up of two innings, 35 years each. If first innings is all pleasure, second innings will not be pleasure. And if first innings is all pain, second innings will be the most pleasurable journey. So lucky are those who are born to poor, because success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. x2 is where you are today. And if you were poor, your x1 was 0. Is there any downside for 0? Lucky are those who are born to poor, because they have nothing to lose. When you have nothing to lose, you take decisions. When you have everything to lose, you don't take that easily decisions. सुना रहेगा, जीत के आगे, डर का आगे जीत है, लेकिन किसी को ये नहीं पता जीत का आगे डर भी होता है. So that's why I have exited my company. But let me give you, those guys who haven't heard the story of what made Velumani a most powerful man. Poverty, Number two, village. Villages are true universities because there, that MBA does not have any theory, it is only practical. Subah se Sham tak, problem solving, only problem solving. And you are poor, and from village, poverty gives you more problems. Village helps you to solve all problems. Mind you, a guy who is 20 years old has 20 years of experience of problem solving. Is that clear? So, punchline. Experience is not the number of years you sat in a chair. It is the number of problems you have solved in your life. So, solve more problems. Poverty. My father was neither an employee nor an employer. 5 children, no income. 5 children, no income. And my mother was a lady with guts and grits. Somebody else would have committed suicide. This many children, nothing to eat, but she reared 2 buffaloes, 10 liters of milk a day, ₹1 a liter, 70 rupees a week. And that's all the resources she had. She never borrowed, she never begged, she never went for any favors. She made sure with that money, all her children were Madras University graduates and Mumbai University postgraduates. Tamil Nadu had wonderful chief ministers, past tense. There was one Mr. K. Kamraj. He brought meals to the schools. Had there been no meals in the school, I would have not gone to the school. Luxury of poverty. And you give me one more mic, 2 more mic, I can speak. So, yeah, give me mics. So, I think it's sufficiently tall. Let me. Hello? Now it's all right? Right. So, made sure all her children became postgraduates in Mumbai University. I can write a book of not less than 500 pages. How did I do a BSc? I worked in a shoe shop for 5 rupees 50 paisa in 1975. A saree shop, folding sarees of all ladies who come. They don't buy one saree, but they open 25 sarees. And I was working there for Diwali time for 20 days. After my marriage, my wife was surprised to see how easily I fold the study. No Horlicks, no Bonvita, no cakes, no birthdays, no parent-teacher association, no Baiju, and cool life, no pressure. My parents had never come to the school. All signature of my father I only have done entire life. Twelfth standard, no textbook. Library was the only option. And I scored 200 out of 200 in mathematics. Engineering was an option, but it was a 5-year course. My father said, nothing doing, take a 3-year course. And in the prospectus, there was BCom option and a BSc option. BCom had 4 letters, BSc had only 3 letters. And BCom was only 300 and BSc was 400. Typical calculations. My father said, join BCom. Trust me, I was a BCom student for 1 full month. There was one professor, Dr. K.R. Karthikeyan. He saw me in Commerce building. 200 out of 200, no engineering. Sir, I am poor. Okay, understand. But why no chemistry? Sir, I am poor. I explained him 100 rupees was the problem. From his pocket, he took away 100 rupees and took me from commerce to science block. Had he not been there, I would have not been a scientist, an entrepreneur, and a storyteller. These three people created a great impact in my life. So first class BSc, I thought Coimbatore is a wonderful textile city, foundries, factories. But I went for interviews, and 50 consecutive interviews I have failed. Only because everybody was testing my English. English is a language. English is not knowledge. Unfortunately, everybody felt English is knowledge. Number one. Number two, everybody asked me a question. Do you have experience? गधे, मई महीना में एग्जाम खत्म हुआ, जून महीना में एक्सपीरियंस चाहिए. It's almost literally like sitting in front of a girl whom you are likely to marry. आपको कितना बच्चे हैं? This was in the year 1978. I took a decision that time itself. If I one day have my own company, I will take only freshers, and that too freshers who cannot speak English. And trust me, you all know what balance sheet means. Entire industry, diagnostic industry, has 26% HR cost. Velumani had only 10% HR cost, only because he was rejected for not having experience. I never took any experienced man. 25,000 freshers I had a given job. So finally, I got a job in a it's a capsule manufacturing company as a chemist. 1978, 150 rupees. 79, 175 rupees. 80, 200 rupees. I thought if I get 1,000 rupees, I will get married. Fortunately, that company was closed down. Otherwise, I would have remained unmarried even today. So finally, look at it. Fortunately, from a village. Fortunately, poor. Fortunately, no one gave job. And finally, fortunately, that company which I got the job also closed down. So August 18, 1982, the Jayanti Janta Express from Kanyakumari to Mumbai via Coimbatore, S9 coach, berth number 41, 500 rupees in my pocket, body, because you can't keep all the money in one pocket. Landed in VT railway station like a dawn, morning 5:30, I wanted to tell flight lands, but it is a train. Trust me, the lady luck smiled. Because August, you know monsoon, how it pours in Mumbai. And that last train which came to Mumbai was the train which I reached. Which means 400 people were called for interview, only 40 people came, there were 50 vacancies, so Velumani got the job. Not because of his scientific capabilities, knowledge, nothing. भगवान ने चप्पड़ फाड़ के मुझे सरकार नौकरी दिला डाला. Gazetted officer. Wow. 3 nights in VT railway platform. Fortunately, I came one day early. Wow. Foresight. A government job, if you lose the opportunity to attend the interview, it is a lifetime gone. One day early I came, and lucky are those who are born to poor, because success in life is delta. Delta is equal to x2 minus x1. My x1 was VT railway platform. If anybody can sleep in railway platform, they have nothing to worry about, and they will nothing to lose. So, in the interview, I was asked a question, where is thyroid? I was a mathematics man. I thought thyroid should be somewhere here. Trust me, I said I don't know where thyroid is. I did not know where thyroid is in 1982. 10 years. In 1992, I finished a PhD in thyroid biochemistry. In 2002, I run world's largest thyroid testing laboratory. The punchline here, if you do, don't get me wrong, because all of you are CA, you will feel hurt by this punchline, but take it in spirit. If you do what you have studied, you will survive. But if you do what you have not studied, you will be the leader. आज रात को नींद नहीं आएगा, that is the problem. But trust me, I got everything in life. As soon as I got a good job, my father-in-law was in love with me. Anybody who has a marriageable age daughter has to love a boy. He made an offer. I thought I will have a look at the girl and then decide, because you don't have to spend money to have a look at the girl, right? Not at all impressive. But I told him, kabar dega, wapas aayega, come back. When a man, after seeing the girl, tells I will come back, he will not come back. And I did not go back. But then generally father-in-laws have no ego. Hello? Generally, at least until marriage, right? Now see, everybody is laughing. He came and again, and I was living as a paying guest. And I told her, that Maharashtrian lady, if he comes, tell I am not in home. 5 times he managed. 6th time he is coming. Mani tu is sambal. So I went, I thought I must tell. How long unnecessarily to prolong this? I thought I must tell him honestly. I sat in front of him. Almost, he was as cute as Adil. And couldn't tell. Didn't have courage to tell. After seeing the girl, if you tell, it's an insult for the father, right? So, mathematics, quick calculation. Instead of telling him, why not I meet the girl again and discourage her? So I asked, can I talk to her for 1 hour? Yes, arranged. Madam Kama Road, Nariman Point, State Bank of India, 14th floor. She was working with State Bank of India. And 1 hour. How many minutes are there in 1 hour? 55 minutes I only talked. 5 minutes absolute silence was there. I decided I must marry her. कहीं देखा क्या लड़की चुपचाप 1 घंटा, वो भी होने वाला पति का सामने. Guys, you want to know what I talked to her for 55 minutes? I can tell you in 55 seconds. घर नहीं है, paying guest है, lifelong paying guest. Be prepared. Eldest son. So my parents are your parents. Eldest sibling. So everybody's marriage is your responsibility. For our marriage, I don't have money. You only have to fund. Last but not the least, you funding our marriage should not be known to your father. If you still want to marry me, send your father tonight to my home. If not, tell him something is wrong with the boy. No issue. And that night, my father-in-law came to my home, which means we got married. So that's how this marriage was. You will listen to, you will understand what this all means in the story finally. So, married, 2 children. Incidentally, I came to Mumbai only with a BSc. Was fortunate to do an MSc, to do a PhD, both in thyroid biochemistry. God has been great. I was frugal. My wife was more frugal. And as soon as I got married, the best way to win the trust of the spouse is put your salary into your wife's account. I did it very promptly. Trust me, she made sure in 2 salaries, only half salary was spent and remaining 1.5 salary was never spent. 10 years of savings. मैंने कभी closing balance देखा ही नहीं है. There's a power. Understand what I'm talking? Frugality means you don't unnecessarily spend. Punchline. Frugality means you spend because you enjoy. But if you spend to impress your neighbor, that is stupidity, not frugality. And fortunately, enough money was there. I saw my closing balance was 2 lakh. 2 lakh in 1995 is 2 crores today. My monthly expenditure was 5,000. 2 lakh 5,000. How many months family is safe? 40 months. I thought it's time I should take a decision. All promotion in time, all increments in time, comfort zone, government job. But then comfort zones are danger zones. If you enjoy your comfort zone, that means you are gone. And if you realize it is comfort zone which may not continue, you must take decision, and he took a decision to resign my job. So what are the reasons to resign the job? Number 1, closing balance. Next 40 months, family is safe. Number 2, my right side a colleague and a left side a colleague, all of them have already bought 3-bedroom hall kitchen already into 25 years of EMI. I was the only guy without EMI. Tick number 1, tick number 2. Tick number 3, my wife is working with State Bank of India. Friday evening I resigned, Saturday, Sunday holiday. Friday night, 2 o'clock, my wife is asking, "Aap soya nahi hai aaj?" I have resigned. She knows रात को तो मैं झूठ नहीं बोलता हूं. Until that time she was horizontal, then she became vertical. And went and switched on the light. She looked at me, I looked at her. Within a few seconds she told me, कल से आप ड्यूटी पे नहीं जाएगा तो मैं भी नहीं जाऊंगी. हेलो, रात को 2 बजे धमकी. Until that time I was horizontal, then I also became vertical. Trust me, I told her, I looked at her and I told her, साथ जिएंगे, साथ मरेंगे. I will not change my decision. मैं तो सलमान खान हूं. एक बार decision लेता हूं, खुद का नहीं सुनता. The punchline is, in life, you can either discuss or you can decide. You can't do both. Hello. If you discuss, you can't decide. Especially with your family members, if you discuss, gone. There is nothing known as good decision. There is a decision. Make it right. Right decision is a decision made right. So, she didn't go to job from that day. I didn't go to job from that day. 37 my age, my daughter was 3 years, my son was 5 years. Can you understand what it is? So the title of the talk is Romance with Risk. Now Adil has to tell how to romance topless. So, we both have resigned and started the business. And after few months, I asked her, how stupid were you? I took the risk because you were working. What the hell, you also took the risk? You know what she told? Listen to it, very, very important answer. I know you will win, but I also know without me you can't win. 10 साल से मैं जानता हूं. So that's the power of that lady to, very often women look for their own identity. She killed her identity to give me an identity. So that's the power of the journey. So, what did Velumani do so different? Today he is roaring Don't do what your neighbor does. वो मत करो जो पड़ोसी कर रहा है, क्योंकि फिर आप वही होगा जो पड़ोसी हुआ है. So I decided to do very different, and I tell you what and all I did different. I was given a job of Atmanirbhar. Those days the word was not Atmanirbhar. Thyroid testing reagents were imported from Europe, 150 rupees per patient. And I was told by Government of India when I was as a government officer, a project, create solution to indigenize reagent for thyroid testing. Trust me, within 2 years, we got a breakthrough. It was only 30 rupees. Imported 150, created is 30 rupees. All my colleagues in that department were interested only in increment, promotion, award, certificate. I found all guys who are doing thyroid test in India have a raw material cost of 150. I will have a raw material cost of only 30. Let me disrupt. Let me resign. So the insight of thyroid testing reagent was the main reason, number one. Want to listen to one punchline which is truly a CA should remember this punchline. If you know COGS, what is COGS? If you know COGS, you can do business. But if you know COGS of COGS, you can do disruption. So I knew the COGS of COGS, number one. Number two, I don't know how many of you have traveled to South India. There is a brand called Annapurna. One kitchen, 10 restaurant. Mind you, this guy in 1970s had a cloud kitchen. Today people are talking about cloud kitchen. This was a concept. One kitchen, 10 restaurant. I thought diagnostic business is similar to hotel business. Where blood is collected is restaurant. Where blood is tested is kitchen. Why can't I have single kitchen and multiple restaurant? Out of box. गांव से आया हूं, MBA नहीं किया हूं. Trust me, for entire South Mumbai, I created one laboratory of testing. It worked. Entire Mumbai, it worked. Surat, Nasik, Pune, it worked because 3-hour train journey. Delhi, Calcutta, Chennai is 2 hours flight journey. It worked. Trust me, I first time created a centralized laboratory testing for 130 crore population, which was very unique. And that was the power of the number two aspect in that business. Number three, you all will not understand, because even medical community has not understood till today. Healthcare is disorder and disease. Hello? Disease once comes, goes. Disorder once comes, it never goes. Oh, I did a PhD in thyroid. Thyroid is a disorder. Thyroid is not a disease. Diabetes is a disorder. Diabetes is not a disease. Arthritis is a disorder. Hello? So I didn't touch disease. I only touched disorder. In disease, the patient once patient. In a disorder, he is once for all patient. Whenever I go and talk, one lady will come and tell me, "Sir, thank you very much. For the last 25 years, I am your patient." Wow, you made me very rich. Trust me, there is no customer acquisition cost frequently. It is once patient, lifelong patient. Diseases, you have to report by the evening. Disorders is not in a hurry. Samples can travel from Chennai to Mumbai. So a lot of things were different because first time somebody has sensed diseases are different, disorders are different, and focused on diseases and disorders are as different as equity and debt. Hello? I created a McDonald's. McDonald's gives only burger, not masala dosa. I did not do pathology. I did not do microbiology. I only did biochemistry. Biochemistry is scalable, numerical. Idiot proof, cash cow. No one saw that. I saw it. I created a Walmart. What Walmart does, it purchases hundreds and thousands of units. If MRP is 100, they get at 40 rupees, even 35 rupees. Is that clear? All laboratories do 100 tests a month. I did a lakh test a day. Is that not Walmart? Very powerful. I have done a Ola, Uber. Until Uber came into picture, taxis were standing for 20 hours, running for 4 hours. Subsequently, they are running for 20 hours, standing for 4 hours. Until they came into picture, thyroid testing machine was running for 2 hours. Today, they run 24 hours. Is that clear? I have done an Amazon. You get onto the website, order for a package of wellness test. My man will knock your door next day morning 8 o'clock. 10 countries. You have noticed that? So I did it different. That's the business model. Nobody understood in the diagnostic industry. Everybody starts conventionally, copy the neighbor. Price list, how do I decide? Go to lab A, lab B, lab C, collect the price list. A plus B plus C divided by 3 is my rate. I charged least because my raw material cost is low. They had a raw material cost of 150. They were selling at 600. I had a raw material cost of only 30 and I sold it only for 150 rupees. Competition ko samajh mein nahi aaya. The next point, Madarasi cannot do business in Bihar and Bengal. So I identified local guys, unemployed and underemployed guys. A franchisee model, first time in healthcare industry was what I created. That time no one was knowing franchisee. And I called this underemployed guy and told them, look, market is charging 600. You charge 300. You keep 150. You give me only 150. That fellow became unconscious. 50%. Trust me, even today he is unconscious because he is not charging 300. He is charging 600 and paying me 150. Because of which his brother-in-law is in Calcutta. He became a franchisee for Kadakpur, and his girlfriend is in Odisha. She became in Bhubaneswar. 600 franchises across the country very fast. The franchisee concept, profits sharing concept, punchline. जो जीतता है वो शायद हार सकता है, लेकिन जो जिताता है वो कभी हारता नहीं है. So this is how I created. If you want to become a billionaire, create 1,000 millionaires. Simple. So I created this franchisee concept and wonderfully created a fresher-driven organization. First employee was me. Second employee was my wife. Subsequently, 2 becomes 4, 4 becomes very organic growth. What is unique about ThyroCare? Very, very unique things. Point number 1, only freshers. Point number 2, it was a zero debt company even when it was listed and $1 billion value. Zero debt is a very unique way of journeying. Number 3, though I listed the company in the stock exchange, no money ever had come inside the company. Hello? Private equity, I diluted my stock. Public IPO, the private equity guys sold to public and went. Did any time a single rupee came into the business? 2 lakh rupee provident fund. 2 lakh provident fund becoming $1 billion value, you calculate ROI, computer will tell error. So, most profitable. In entire country, India is cheapest in healthcare. All of you agree? In entire India, I am the cheapest. and in my balance sheet has 40% profit. समझ में नहीं आता है. 25 years company has grown 25% CAGR. I'm sure all of you will understand what it is. 25 years, 25% CAGR. Very unique. There was not even a single MBA in the board of Thyrocare. Only people from village. Trust me, very unique as an organization. Because I never went and pitched, I made it very powerful. The punchline here, if you go and pitch, your value is half. If an investor comes and pitches in front of you, the value is 2x. So investors had come, they wanted my stock. I didn't want to dilute, but I didn't want to insult. I thought my company may be worth 200 crore. When you don't want to sell, you tell 400 crore. So the guy asked me, 400 crore? How is it? Because you are on my table. No top line multiple, no midline multiple, no PAT multiple, nothing. The guys went away. They didn't like my arrogance. Exactly after 2 quarters, they again came. That means I told the right value, otherwise they won't come now. This time I had a courage to tell 500 crore. 2 quarter, 100 crore, how is it? 2 quarter अच्छा गया. The guys did not wait for coffee, they went away. 3rd time again they come. That means a girl says, I love you, your problem is almost solved. An investor says again and again, your problem is solved. This time I didn't want to waste coffee. Before telling coffee, I told 600 crore. They told checkbook laya. Trust me, I diluted at 600 crore value 25%. Not because I wanted money. If I do a deal, then only I know what is the true value of the company. 500 रुपया लेके आया, उसको 600 करोड़ वैल्यू कैसा होएगा जब भी 125 करोड़ पॉकेट में गया. So this is the reason why I diluted, not because I wanted money. Exactly after 1 more year, another guy comes. I thought if I go 100 crore, they will all buy me out. So I thought I will go by 200 crore. So the investors were sitting in front of me. I thought their bag is having a checkbook. If I tell 800, they are likely to buy it. मन चाहता था 1000 बोलूं, मुंह से निकला 1200. चेकबुक लाया है. So 10% फिर से डाइल्यूट किया at 1200 crores and यकीन नहीं आया ऐसा भी होता है क्या हुआ. I took again money and then 5 years gone away and they wanted to go out. On a board meeting, they asked me, can we do an IPO? I said, why not? My brother was a bit worried. He's the CFO. He knows what an IPO means, what it all subsequent to IPO. So he took me aside. पागल हो गया क्या? Let them find another PE and go. Why are you agreeing for IPO? Janjat hai. Look, I left Coimbatore and came to Mumbai only for thrill. I married a Bombay girl only for a thrill. I left the government job only for a thrill. I accepted private equity guy only for thrill. And I want to do IPO only for thrill. He couldn't stop me. We went for an IPO. IPO got subscribed 4 times in the first day itself. 15 times by the second day. I thought it may even touch 30 times. Mind you, 3rd day, 4 p.m. when the stock market closed, I got subscribed 74 times. 35,000 crore money into Velumani's account. Everybody was started wondering what is Thyrocare? Who is Velumani? And people from my native district, ye hamara Velumani hai. Trust me, until I got listed, no one knows who is this man. Keep quiet. Don't get into limelight before you become entitled for it. We were celebrating on that day of IPO, evening 9 o'clock. I receive a lawyer notice in my smartphone. I am reading, and I am the accused number one. Remaining 7 are directors of the company. Remaining 5 are the lead managers of the IPO. Then comes NSC, then comes BSC, then comes ROC, then comes everyone in the picture. I thought इतना लोग को problem है तो मैं सो जानी चाहिए और 2 पेग extra मारा सो गया. The accusation was when we came at 3:30 to submit the bid, computer was hanging. अरे तुम्हारा कंप्यूटर हैंगिंग है तो मुझे लायर नोटिस भेज रही हो. Relaxed. 4th day, the judge's name was Katawala, Bombay High Court, and the summons were served, and I go to the court, and the judge is asking a question: do you have objections in taking this money? Have you ever seen High Court forcing you to take money? The case paper was 800 pages. Can you read within 3 days? He only read the prayer. तभी मेरा मन सोच रहा था, VT railway station to Bombay High Court, it is 1 kilometer distance in Mumbai. जब भी मैं VT railway station में सो रहा था, कोई पैसा नहीं दिया. आज पैसा लेने के लिए जबरदस्त कर रहा है. I said, I have no objection. Trust me, the judgment was, accept this money. 3 words. Accept this money. The amount was 350 crores. The party was Kotak Mahindra Bank. Trust me, हिंदी में कहावत है, जब भी भगवान देता है, हाई कोर्ट से दिलाता है. Trust me, that was the most powerful listing. The listing gain was 60%. Kotak came in, went out within 10 days because the gain was 60%. They saw some gain will be there. National Stock Exchange, I go to ring the bell. I cried. The reason was I had to go and ring the bell all alone. My wife was not there. I lost my wife just 50 days before the IPO. She had a pancreatic cancer grade 4, which we diagnosed very late. And only 50 days before her death, we came to know that this is the problem. So within 100 days, she vanished. So that's the power of that lady who made sure that I reach and ring the bell. Literally speaking, she was the one, as I said earlier, I didn't want to marry. My father-in-law persuaded, then so many of stories. But such a powerful lady. She taught me Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati. She made me MSc, PhD, and an entrepreneur. She made sure that I became a scientist, entrepreneur, storyteller. A very, very great contribution. Give a round of applause to that lady wherever she is. So, what happens? Velumani lost direction. IPO gave $500 million value. Subsequently, for 5 years, that share price did not move up. When you lose direction, you don't truly be able to drive the business. Focus only gives success, and I was lost all my focus. I had taken a decision that time itself. I should sell this company. I should not be frustrating all the stakeholders. I am no more in a position to run. But then came COVID. COVID came, and in the list of private PCR testing laboratories in the country, ThyroCare was the number 1 laboratory in the first list submitted or announced by the government of India. Uddhav Thackeray specifically pushed ThyroCare inside because he knew that I am the only guy who collects specimen from every district of Maharashtra. So I got too much of support in PCR business, and I had a capacity to test only 400 a day. Within 9 months, I created 40,000 RT-PCR tests a day. That's the power of amplification. My share price was 600 rupees per share. It went to 1300 per share in 9 months' time. COVID. I know COVID is temporary, but investors did not know it is temporary. So they chadaya, itna chadaya. Tabi pharmacy as an online pharmacy company had love on thyrocare and they came to me. Because they came to me, I demanded 20% more. Because they were very keen to acquire, they have acquired it. And Velumani sold entire 66% and took a single check of 5,000 crore. 500 rupees is what I brought, as I said, in my body. But then this was a single check. I just exited. I wanted to relax. All of you must be wondering, as curious as to know, how did you leave a government job? Today people ask me, how did you take a decision? Trust me, I didn't involve anyone. I took a decision of my own. 6, 7 people, buyers, one man, one rate. I wrote in a tissue paper a rate of 1300 and I put it on the table. No, what is the logic? 1300. 1100, 1300. 1150, 1300. 1200, 1300. 1350, 1300. Can we have an exclusive understanding that you will not discuss with anyone? I said, give me 10 minutes, because until that time I was not serious. Now you are asking me to sign exclusivity. I went outside for 5 minutes. I thought my family will be happy, my employees will be happy, my franchisees will be happy, my investors will be happy if I offer them 1300 as an open offer. And I took a decision, came back, signed, and the same tissue paper I wrote, deal done, dusted, 1300, and that's the WhatsApp. I took a pic and I sent to my family. Power is decision making. So I took a decision. You want to know, understand what and all? One reason was I lost my wife, lost my direction, number one. Number two, I knew it is a rate, it will not come again. It's a very powerful rate because COVID has pushed. Number three, my children already told me, Dad, until you are alive, we will be with the company. Afterwards, we won't be running the company. I asked them, why you can't run the company? Dad, आपका जैसा हम पागल नहीं है. अब दिन रात cool. We don't want that much of money. You don't even give us money. We will know how to live, but we don't want to run the company. Little disturbing. I will explain you here. Very important. Can you lift a buffalo? डर गया. Many ladies are here. They will think bad. Can you lift a buffalo? No. No, get up. No, get up. I will make him to lift a buffalo. Can you lift a buffalo calf just born? Yes. 7 kilos. He should lift. 1 day old. Yes. 2 day old. Yes. 3 day old. Yes. Sit down. Keep lifting every day. You will lift an adult buffalo on the 300th day. That is what Karnam Malleswari does. That is what every weightlifter does. Now I lifted this buffalo from the day one. Am I right? If I ask my children to lift an adult buffalo, can they lift? This is a mistake many parents are doing. I took a decision not to force them. Then I also read somewhere else, if you really love your children, please give them money, not the company. Right? The next important point. In 63 years of life, half of the first life, lot of time, no money. Second half of my life, lot of money, no time. I should balance. So that was the decision taken, and I have exited from the company. Incidentally, surprisingly, what I sold for 1300, today it is back to 650. In half of the money, I can again buy back the company. So many asked me a question, why will you be buying back the company? I told them, why you want me to become pregnant again? I'm done. I am very happy. And that is the great successful journey of ThyroCare. And it's motivating for any poor man, any entrepreneur. And I have a lot of punchline to tell, either before his communication or after his communication. Please keep a few questions ready. And all the questions will be answered only by punchline. Whatever is the question, please be prepared. And without that punchline, you won't enjoy the evening. Having said that, why did you leave the job? मैंने सोचा, अपने आप को पूछा कि जीने आया या जीतने आया. जीना तो कोयम्बतूर में जी सकता था, लेकिन जीतना है तो रिस्क लेना ही है. एंड बड़ा होना है या बुढ़ा होना है? बुढ़ा तो अपने आप होता है. बड़ा होना है तो रिस्क लेना है. So like that, I have a lot of punchlines to tell. There are only two kinds of people. One is successful, other did not focus. Hello? One is successful, other did not focus. Frugality is the most powerful way of living. If you are frugal, you are never scared of anyone. And if you are not frugal, you are scared of everyone. So a lot of things are possible. If there is no time in the room, I am around till you are all going home, because I don't have to go home. This is my home today because the room is in this hotel. So I will be entertaining you as long as you want. And if you are tired, then only I will go home. I will never become tired. Thank you very much. And it was wonderful to address. Thank you.
Anybody would like to ask anything?
So what is your thrill now? What is your thrill now?
Right. So you need thrill, and the thrill as of today is, I so far was motivating employees. I wish to motivate employers. And my ability is not diagnosis of blood. My ability is diagnosis of business. I know after talking to any entrepreneur for 15 minutes, 5 problems he is having. So I have an ability. So the thrill is, जो जीतता है वो शायद हार सकता है, लेकिन जो जिताता है वो कभी हारता नहीं है. मैं तो जिताने ही आया हूँ. तो ये पंचलाइन को और एक्सटेंड करूँ, जो खाता है वो शायद भूखा मर सकता है, लेकिन जो खिलाता है वो भूखा कभी नहीं मरता है. और उसका भी एक एक्सटेंशन है, जो हंसता है वो शायद रो सकता है, जो हंसाता है वो कभी रोता नहीं है. तो हंसाने के लिए आया हूँ. You have a question?
It was an excellent speech. So basically, you said you have sold it for 4,500 crores. So where now you have invested that back into any other business, or what's your plan? What you are going to do?
Yeah, as of now, this money has suddenly come inside. You can't put in so much money suddenly, wisely, any investment. So 1/3 in ETF, 1/3 in mutual fund. For remaining 1/3, I have purchased 2 5-star hotels. Right? So thrill chahiye na? Guys, I never bought a house. When my age of 30, I had enough money to buy a house. When I told my wife, shall we buy a house? She told me, Nai, I am the eldest in my side. My siblings are still not settled. You are the eldest from your side. Your siblings are not settled. Once they are settled, we will buy a house. Wow, what a wonderful advice. And I agreed for it. And until all of them bought 4 houses each, we did not buy a house. And when I wanted to buy a house, my wife was no more. अभी घर खरीद के मैं कहाँ मेरा बीवी का फोटो लटकाऊं? I have not bought a house. Trust me, I have straight away bought 2 5-star hotels. 500 rooms, keys are with me. That gives another punchline. Life is not a 100-meter dash. It's a marathon race. Have patience. You will be the most powerful man if you deserve to be. That gives rise to one more punchline. If you don't plan to become a billionaire before you meet your father-in-law, but try to become a billionaire before you meet your son-in-law. Is that clear? Have patience. You will become very powerful. Right. Done. So there is a director who is telling time over. Oh, yes.
Thank you very much for a very enterprising evening. So you've actually presented through your life's experience in the most humorous way. You kept us very entertaining actually. But behind that, there would have been a lot of struggle, a lot of sacrifices. So what would be your mantra for the perseverance through that struggle?
Yeah, nothing is easy. Everything has its own challenge. There were a few challenges, but let me tell you how did I manage it. There are 4 words you should remember: error, mistake, failure, blunder. Error is what you correct by end of the month. Mistakes is what you correct by end of the year. Failure is what you correct by end of 5 years. And blunder you never corrected, and you finally have come to London with a one-way ticket. That's Vijay Mallaya. I never did any blunder. I didn't do any failures. There were a few mistakes. There were lot of errors. So, punchline: make errors, make all errors, make them very fast, don't repeat. If you repeat the same mistake, you are the stupid. And every day, if you do a new mistake, you are the most powerful man. In my organization, we used to give increments for only people who make mistakes, because the other man who does not mistake probably is not working. Thank you. Thank you very much. Go ahead.
Yeah. I think in the interest of time, we will move on. Wow. It was a great presentation, full of punchlines and lessons. Sir, आपने हंसते हंसते इतने सारी चीज़ें बता दी. I can't, place my hand on any one thing. There were so many lessons to be learned. Although we all want to mimic your success story, I realize that it takes a lot of courage to call poverty as luxury. So, ladies and gentlemen, I would like you to please put your hands together for the courage that Dr. Velumani has shown. Thank you very much, sir, for your valuable advice and for sharing your experiences. To present a memento to Dr. Velumani, I request Chairman CA John George, CA Sanjeev Jain, CFO G42, past Chairman CA Neeraj Ritolia ji, to please come on the stage. Yes.
It's an honor to be known to Dr. A. Velumani, and he's such a humble person. So I just sent him some greetings and he responded to it. And I asked that, sir, anytime whenever you are in UAE, please give a shout, and then we will try to host you for an evening for chartered accountants. And luckily, fortunately, he was around this time coming to Dubai, UAE, and he immediately said that, yes, I am willing to spend a night there. I love you guys. So he's here. Thank you so much, sir.